You're looking to buy a franchise business for your E-2 visa. This video is for you if you want to learn about the key metrics to look at when you're going about buying that franchise and what numbers you should be looking at, what numbers are good. If you're looking to buy a franchise, move to the US, you've come to the right place. We've been helping people for almost a decade now at Visa Franchise find and analyze franchises that are eligible for different visas, such as the E-2, EB-5 visa, for you to move with your family to the United States. And it's principally for those that are going to be rolling up their sleeves, owner-operators, get into the business in the US. So there's over 400 franchises that are eligible for the E-2 visa. Per our last count, it fluctuates 420 to 450. I believe there are more franchises that would be accommodating to E-2 visa investors that we just haven't reached out to. But there's over 400 concepts that are seeking franchisees and are comfortable with having an E-2 visa investor sign a franchise agreement, open a franchise, or even buy an existing location. Most of them have pretty transparent financials. 58% of franchises, looking at 3,400 plus, nearly 3,500 franchises out there, disclose financials. Ones that are eligible for the E-2 visa per our friends at Vetted Biz, our sister company run by my brother Jack, 87% are sharing financials that are eligible for the E-2 visa. And for the Visa franchise approved portfolio, it's 93%. The founding year for us at Visa Franchise, the average that the franchise has been around for 21 years. We're looking at other E-2 visa eligible concepts. You're looking at another 5 years. So they're more recent, 2008. Royalty fee is a little higher for the Visa franchise approved brands. I think that's partly a lot of our clients are coming on the E-2 visa and they don't want to do the lead gen and booking. So some of these franchise concepts have a higher royalty for the call center, as well as some of the insurance concepts take a higher royalty just based on how their business model is set up. Marketing fees pretty standard, marginally smaller for Visa franchise approved brands. The investment range 140K to 300K, non-Visa franchise brands 200K to 450K, so more. Investment midpoint, a full $100,000 less for Visa franchise approved brands. The franchise fee midpoint's about the same. Where there's a big differentiator though is a total US location. So at Visa franchise, we're looking for a stable business that's been around for a while and is going to continue to grow. So 178 locations on average for Visa franchise approved concepts compared to 137. So that's nearly a 40 unit difference. We like to see also more corporate locations that are being operated by the franchisor, testing their concepts, not just testing everything on franchisees when there's a new product or maybe a new technology that they're rolling out. Visa franchise concepts have been offering franchises for more time, on average since 2007, so a full 4 years compared to other E-2 visa eligible businesses. And then the growth rates, pretty comparable 1 year, but I'm not comfortable with non-Visa franchise. The growth rate's 3 years on average for E-2 visa eligible, where 300% growth nearly over 3 years. For me, that's too high. For most concepts, it has to be, the next Crumble cookies or the next really big phenomenon to be growing at such a massive rate, where the Visa franchise portfolio is still high growth, but the average is 118%. Failure rate's less, 5% 1 year failure rate for Visa franchise concepts, 13% for 3 year for non-Visa franchise concepts, 22%. So you're looking at nearly a double the failure rate for the E-2 eligible concepts that are not part of the Visa franchise portfolio. And then the franchise for sale rate, so franchisees exiting the business, hopefully selling for a profit, pretty similar. Looking at the 3 year rate, 13%. Franchise payback period, again, this is all from Vetted Biz, a separate company to Visa franchise, 4.4. What brings that a little higher than what's my comfort zone of 3 years for an owner operator, especially in a service company, is that some of these are preschools, daycares that include the land costs. So we have one franchise concept that's $2 million, where EB-5 investors are often evaluating that concept. And it includes the building, the land. And for that, the payback period might be 9 years, but you own the physical property as well. 4.4, some of that's skewed, as well as some concepts don't require an owner operator for 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week in then those first 2 years. And it's more like 20 hours a week or even less. And then the gross sales are less for the Visa franchise concepts, but it's also a lot less in terms of the investment amount at $219 compared to $327, a full $100,000 less when you look at the averages for the investment midpoint. And then the sales to investment ratio is higher for the Visa franchise concepts at 3.8. So say you're doing $380,000 in sales, you invested $100,000 in that concept. And then the resale value is higher as well, where on average, people are estimated to be selling their franchise for $350,000, which yields a resale value to investment of 2.2. So say you invested 100K, or you hopefully in year 4, 5, 6, if you're looking to sell, are able to make $220,000 from that transaction, where compared to non-Visa franchise portfolio concepts, you're looking at $150,000. So you're not losing money when you're selling, you're just not making as much on average with the non-Visa franchise approved concepts. So there you have it. That is roughly 25 key metrics that you should be looking at when you're evaluating franchises. And all this is available on our sister company website, Vetted Biz. I'm happy to give you a free trial to that. We provide our Visa franchise clients annual access to Vetted Biz. Again, there's nearly 3,500 franchises out there that we have data on. 80% of those are seeking franchisees. I believe there's got to be 500 plus franchises eligible for the E-2 visa, willing to work with E-2 visa holders. We're here to help you. We can reach out to as many franchises as you want, and we're often the first one to have that initial conversation with the franchisor, or have one of our clients go through the entire E-2 visa investment process and opening up the business. So we can help essentially sell you to the franchisor and make the process really clear for the franchisor as well as for you on how you're going to get the visa for you and your family, and how you're going to open up a successful business, and really mapping out the process so that all the stakeholders can get aligned, and so that you can get into some of these franchise concepts that are more profitable than others. I hope you found this informative. I'd love to hear from you if there's other data you want us digging into, as we have hundreds of metrics on franchises. We look at most of those metrics, at least an annual basis for the franchises in our portfolio. There's also qualitative items that we look at. Here's some of the quantitative items. Shoot me an email at patrick@visafranchise.com if you want to learn a bit more about how we could help you find the right franchise for you and your family.